It's like 30 minutes. That's fine. Here it looks like mint chocolate chip ice cream. What? From here, it looks like mint chocolate chip ice cream.
What's good, everybody? What is good? Big Game James back in the house. And I got my dog E2Blue back in the scene. We doing the tag team duo. We're just going to talk a little quick Cowboys football and what's going on. What's up, big dog?
What it do? What it do? Shout out
First,
to everybody out there, Cowboys Nation.
shout out to everybody. E2 looked tired as hell, but that's right. We're going to wake his ass up. Let me make sure everybody we hear us this time. We don't want to do all this talking and they be like, I can't hear you. What you saying, big gang? Can't hear E2. Let me know you can hear both of us before I say anything. Say something right time one time, E2.
One time with a one time, your boy E2.
Yeah,
you got him?
I got a thumbs up, so I think we goody. You know what I mean?
All right. Got him.
There we go. So yep, I heard
no
it too because
this time.
No hiccups in the production this time. So, what's up, man? How's everything going with you? We've been talking off air and everything. You know, you doing your little thing and everything. But let's just jump right into it, dog. I made a video earlier today, right? And it was about the COVID and I know a lot of people don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it, but it's coming up every week. And so I just want to get your quick thoughts on this COVID thing because I'm feeling like this. Number one, I'm coaching in football, Little League this year, right? And they're making it mandated that we're supposed to wear our masks tomorrow. I was out today and I forgot my mask at home. My job sent me like 100, but I went into McDonald's and they kicked me out. You know what I'm saying? They was like, you can't come in here without no mask. So they kicked me out. You feel me? So it's like getting serious out here. You feel me? So my thing is like, if they're doing that, right? How in the hell are these kids gonna play football? You know what I'm saying? They're not wearing masks. They're not using social distancing. How is this gonna happen? And I see where the NFL, they're talking about doing every other day with the testing, but dog, you canceled private workouts with people because you're talking about social distancing. You can't have. They're talking about the NFLPA wants no preseason games, right? You also have where you have teams that are no joint workouts this year because of the COVID. So if all this is happening, dog, and we're supposed to be wearing masks and signing waivers and this, and this, how the hell is these players going to be playing with no mask, and their health is being okay when everybody else is up in stands with masks, but they down there killing each other.
And but you also forgot another thing too.
What's up?
That's really these undrafted free agents and some of these draft picks. They were talking about lowering the roster before preseason, so which is going to be detrimental to these guys because they don't have the opportunity to even make the roster. So how are you going to lower the roster before they get a chance to actually play and do anything or show anything? Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I heard about that. I mean, because they were talking about usually they bring in like 90 players, and they're talking about only bringing in like 75 to 80, and that's cutting out 15 players who don't even get a chance, and that's their everything because that's their one chance to be able to show their time. But this is a messed up time. This is a messed up year. So this ain't going to be the normal thing. So everything that they're doing through the whole season, to me, if there's a season, is not going to be normal.
So there's a couple of things, right? So you know the NFL, they're gonna want to play regardless because
Hell yeah.
Roger Goodell ain't trying to lose no money.
Mm-hmm.
These NFL owners are not trying to lose any money.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's a lot of you look at the salary cap. We already talked about in the last video that we were on together that if this continues to go like it is, that salary cap can go down next year. And if it goes down, that means teams are going to have to gut their whole entire roster and basically get me and you to come out there and play. Now, I ain't going to lie.
I'm punt returning.
You could pay me six figures. I go out there and play linebacker and knock a nigga out. I'm just saying. But if
I mean, I'll do it. I love to play some defense, but dog, I'm gonna have to keep. I'm slim fit. I have to put a little more weight on. And I'm old. Them cats try to run my ass over straight up. I got a little strength to me, dog, but they ain't gonna play around with my old ass out there. One play I get broke up.
they're like, oh, you know, your damn Achilles.
You feel me?
But at the
Already, you
serious
know what I'm
note,
saying? I already been out there working out with these kids. They even put me through the ringer. But you get what I'm saying? It's just I just don't
Doc,
understand. See, I
Doc,
feel what you're saying. Go ahead, go ahead.
Dr. Fauci was talking about he don't want them to have an NFL season.
But
And
that's not gonna
by the
happen though.
right. Well, this is the thing. The NFL has enough money to, we joked about this too, on the Twitter and things of that nature. But we talked about the helmet change and like making the helmets come down like a mask, and like basically making the helmet like almost like a whole face guard
Yeah.
with the mask part, and then having like breathable holes in the back so the players could breathe through them. I mean, that's an option.
But has anybody ever done that?
No,
And they're just experimenting within the next 3 months.
but if they hurry up and do it right now,
But the
they can.
NFL ain't like that though. You know that E2. If you look at the NBA and you see Major League Baseball, they're always ahead of the game. The NFL is, and me and my boy Jay Tuck was talking about this. He brought this up to me. Was that the NFL is not ever like proactive. They're not already the trendsetters. They're always a step behind. So it's just like they're reacting to everything that's going on. Like first it was okay, now no more joint practices. Okay, no more this. Okay, we're cutting out two preseason games. It's going as it's happening. You feel me? So I don't see where they're gonna jump up and say all of a sudden let's make all kind of helmets this way and all these damn players, dog. They got to get on it now if they're gonna do that.
You already know that if they do play, this season is going to be a shit show. You know, there's going to be some soft
Injuries.
tissue. It's going to be some soft tissue injuries. It's going to be some broken ankles, Achilles tear. I don't like to be, the bearer of bad news, but like, we got to keep it 100 at the end of the day, and we can't. We got to be transparent. We know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? These players have, like you said, they have not got a chance to play with each other. We don't know what these guys are doing by themselves. They don't know each other. And first of all, the Cowboys have a disadvantage because they have a whole new coaching staff, because we don't know as far as what they're doing with the changes on offense. We don't know what they're doing with the changes on defense. And now the players have their playbooks, but you have to have that chemistry with each other. Dak needs to go out there and throw to the guys. These defensive players need to go out there and just have that camaraderie with their fellow DBs and defensive linemen and linebackers and things of that nature. So, I mean, it's really at a disadvantage to a team like the Cowboys and any team that has a new coaching staff. And I kind of feel sorry for Mike McCarthy because, he already has like this level, because you already know, as Cowboy Nation, everybody was sick and tired of the Jason Garrett era.
Right.
We talked about it. They got T-shirts out that say "I survived the Jason Garrett era."
I
Now
posted
you
that
got this
shit.
right, right. I remember I saw it on Twitter. I liked it, and and we and now we're here, and it's like the expectation for the Dallas Cowboys is through the damn roof. It's almost like Super Bowl or bust. It's like, because I've had people on my channel even saying comments basically saying that, oh well, if the Cowboys don't make it to the Super Bowl, they need to cut Dak, and I'm just like, come on, stop,
Man, don't
stop.
nobody
You know right now.
Man, don't nobody want to hear that, dog. Like I said, it's just it's a funny way to go. First, let me give a shout out to my dog. I think he's in here. T Smooth TV. Happy birthday to you. I think I just saw you. I think it is your birthday today. I told you you're getting that snapback hat sent to you as a birthday gift from Big Game James. So happy birthday! I believe you said you were 24, if I'm not mistaken. So shout out to you once again. It's a beautiful thing to survive another year on this earth, especially with this stuff is going around right now, all this craziness going around. So to make it to another year is a beautiful thing. So shout out to my dog T Smooth TV for his happy birthday today, and you'll have that hat coming to you soon. And I appreciate all the members that are in the building today. Jessica, KMT, Jim Laws, Gunslinger Zombie, what's up with you, Boo Thing? Everybody jumping in here. Miss Wolf, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Gambino, Katina, how you doing? Just a lot of good people up in here. If I can get Ron the Don, good to see you back up in here, Ron. Didn't mean to cut you off, E2. I had to give a shout out to my people up in here. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, when we're talking about the top, when you're talking about the players that are going to be at the disadvantage because they might not have enough players, I mean, it's just like I said, the thing that's frustrated me was just as you talked about with Jason Garrett. We had waited forever, right, for Jason Garrett to get his ass up out of there. Now he finally gets his ass up out of there, and we got COVID. You feel me? It's like, come on, dog. We wanted to enjoy the fruits of Mike McCarthy and getting CeeDee Lamb, dog. Any normal offseason, we were watching CeeDee Lamb, Trevin Diggs, Bradley and I in that rookie mini camp. We get to see what they looking like. We getting excited up and down. You feel me? We seeing the veterans getting to see each other in some OTAs, the mini camps going on. You getting familiar. We showing videos. We getting excited. And ain't none of that shit happening, dog. Ain't none of it. And just like you said, you can do all the virtual stuff you want to, but that ain't bringing the camaraderie that it brings a locker
Right.
room together, especially on the defensive side. I said if we have a season, that offense is going to be light years ahead of the defense because that's a whole new staff. You got a whole damn new turnover in the defensive backfield. You got defensive linemen that are new. You got a whole new defensive line coach, whole new defense, period. How is that going to be caught up with everything? And you ain't even seen no camp, and you talking about not even all the guys even being there.
Right, and it's the thing, and we talk about the defense, but the offense is going to struggle too. They're going with the West Coast offense now, so there's going to be a lot of changes on that offense. Now, granted, some of the terminology may be the same, but that playbook is totally different. You know what I mean? And the way that they utilize these players are going to be different. There's going to be players that were not utilized last year. Remember, I told you the whole having a Lamborghini in the garage and not driving that mug. That's
Mm-hmm.
pretty much what's going on. So there's going to be players that you see much more production out of this year than what we had before. Now, i.e. Blake Jarwin, this is the reason why they gave him that $24 million 3-year contract. So now
Mm-hmm.
when you talk about guys like that and the whole dynamic of what they're doing with this offense, they're going to be using Jermaine Olawale. They're going to be doing two tight end sets, and they're going to be doing they're going to have both running backs in at the same time, and there's going to be a lot of confusion. There's going to be more pre-snap reads, so it's going to play into Kellen Moore's hands, but also he has a lot that he has to do too, because it's going to be tough for him. And I don't want to hear nobody saying, like, when they first start off, oh, this offense is trash right now, Kellen Moore's not doing his job. Come on, y'all don't understand. Like, when you don't have your players out there to work with, it's hard to put. You can put together a game plan all day, but if you're not executing that in practice, you're not getting anything. And you and I both know, we both played football.
Mm-hmm.
We've both played the sports, so we know what it's like being on an organized team. Now, if you're not there physically doing it, Nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. You could throw all of that crap out the window.
Dog. I mean,
You got to be there.
I mean, I like I said, it's just going to be a funny year. I'm showing a little bit of these highlights of this Redskin game, and we're going to talk about that here in a second, because you're near close to that area
Right.
that's going down with Washington. So we're definitely going to talk about that here in a minute. But
And I can
yeah,
tell you how, and I can tell you the response from the Redskin fans here, and it's not too good either.
I bet it isn't, and like I said, we're going. I want to talk to you about that. But the thing that kind of threw me off, like I said, it's throwing me off. Like I feel what you're saying. Like the offense still is going to need a beat. I mean, they still going to need to get together. Blake Jarwin's going to be his first year starting. We got to see what a Tony Pollard is doing. I think the biggest thing that's standing out for me, and hey, I got two donations. Philly Notion gave the 199 holla, and Jorge gave another $1.99 holler. So we appreciate you. Keep on donating to the nation so we can make this thing great. But the biggest thing that is standing out to me is you got your offense who you're waiting to see what Kellen Moore is going to do with Mike McCarthy. You're waiting to see what Blake Jarwin's going to do starting. You feel me? You're waiting to see what you can incorporate a CD Lamb looking with Amari Cooper. But they ain't getting to camp until July, dog, and they ain't did nothing. And we all know, E2, that working out in your backyard ain't nothing like working out in the gym in the facilities with your teammates. This ain't nothing. And these injuries, and I'm not people like, oh, be quiet, don't talk about it. Why? It's reality. It's not gonna be just the
It's going to happen
Cowboys, it's gonna be all over the
every
NFL. It's gonna be
every
major
team,
injuries.
every team. That's why that's another reason why they upped the roster count for every team this year too.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? And it's just going to be a funky year, and I just don't know how it's really going to happen. And it just really, and you got players. They just had talked about they had a meeting with the players, and the players were voicing their concern, like, how is this
Some
so?
of
What I was going to say was the players are jumping up saying, if you got people in the stands like we're talking about with masks, and you telling them the social distancing and can't nobody else go nowhere with masks, how's this healthy for us? We know this is
right,
about money. You feel me? They don't give a hell about these players. All they care about is this damn money.
we know that.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of crazy. Hey, let me give a shout out to my dog, the Ninja. Hey ho, with the $5 holla. He said, F them Eagles all day, and I feel you because they try to donate more up in here. And I'll give my boy, I'll give him a shout out, Philly Notion, because he does donate. So I don't hate on that. But he's a Philly fan, so we must hate on that. You know what I'm saying?
The Eagles, see these Eagle fans, they love being on Cowboy channels. You would never. No, I appreciate it because I got Eagle subscribers too, but I you would never see me on no Eagle site, bro.
No,
Never.
I ain't gonna do that neither. But let's
What
talk.
y'all going?
But let's talk about these Redskins, dog, because like you said, you're out there in that kind of area, and we hear about Dan Snyder, how he was basically sticking his chest out back in the day, saying, "I ain't never changing the name. I don't care who the hell it is.
I'm just
I'm
gonna
Dan Snyder's. I'm gonna go ahead and do this." And I can't lie. I'll be the first to say that I'm wrong because I remember my homeboy maybe like 3 years ago I was talking about the dead skins. I said that many a times, and he was like, man, you need to be a little more sensitive to that. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh, all right, but you know what it is because a lot of Native Americans have went through a lot of struggles, and I've heard and read some things how they don't like that name and how it feels like it's disrespectful to them. And I'm all for a change because I remember when they had the Washington Bullets, and there was the gun violence
they
that
made
was
them change.
yeah, that was the gun violence that was going on in Washington, and they didn't want to promote that anymore, and it went to Wizards. It felt weird for what, maybe 3 or 4 months, but then you got used to it. All these teams that they changed their name, you get used to it. We've seen it happen in NBA. We've seen it happen.
They do all the
It's not a big deal. But give me your thoughts on what's going on with it out there, and because you're closer to the action than I am.
Yeah, so with that, and to piggyback on what you said about Dan Snyder, like yeah, he was rough and tough for the last couple of years about being adamant about not changing that name. And Mark and I talked about this too, where they were going to put the new stadium, and a lot of it is just politics right now because there were three main spots they were going to put the stadium. One was back at RFK where it originally was. Two, there was a spot that would have been ideal actually. Like I would have actually promoted that one, even though I'm not a Redskins fan. And you talk about revenue and job purposes just in this DMV area. We have a city over here called Oxon Hill. If you've never been here before, it's
Mm-hmm.
where the MGM is, where our casino is out here, National Harbor. There's a plot of land that's across the way from that they could put the stadium right there. And you talking about like metro access, them coming across, basically just going across the way to the casino. I mean, it just would have brought a lot of revenue. I thought that would have been smart for them to put it there. And then the other option is staying where they are and renewing the contract and just renovating the space that they have. Now, with that, um, he's under a lot of fire right now because he's losing a lot of endorsements.
Mm-hmm.
So Nike, if you heard, I know
Right.
you've already heard,
Right.
but Nike took all their the Redskins paraphernalia off of their websites. Two, FedEx, the company FedEx, they actually sponsor the stadium because it's called FedEx Field. They said that they will snatch their endorsement away if the team name is not changed. So, with that being said, he doesn't want to lose that endorsement. So now he's basically like, okay, well, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place right now on changing his name. Now, you look at the dynamic of the fans. It's kind of like 50-50 right now. Half of the fans are like, I don't care if it changes. The other half is like, oh, well, it needs to stay because we've known this to be the Redskins and this and that. But when you look at it, the Redskin name is a derogatory term. It's almost like calling an Asian or Oriental. You don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm all for it. If
Hold on, dog.
respect.
Hold on. They hold on. I switched out the stream because I was showing highlights and these niggas start tripping on me. Hold on. Nah, it's just because I was playing that game. You still there, dog?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right.
You got cut out the stream?
Hell yeah. That's because I was showing these highlights. You know how they be tripping on that damn shit.
Oh, the YouTube kicked you out.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
That's all right.
Damn, they could do that in the middle of a stream. I've never had that happen before, so
Yeah,
I
they
don't know what
be
that's like.
they doing some old weird stuff now.
That's why I'd be afraid to put highlights and stuff on my channel because of that reason.
But
I just straight.
but see, usually, like I said, if it's you got your all 22 and shit like that, they're gonna be tripping. But you know how they be acting like weirdos.
Yeah. Well, they flagged my Demarcus Lawrence video that I did and tried not to monetize it. I had to go back and get it reported, and then they fixed it. When I was talking about he was clapping back because somebody called him a racial slur.
I think they hear us. Can y'all hear us? Hold on, hold on. Okay, cool. We back up, big dog.
All right.
All right, there we go. Well, they hated on it, so oh well. The Illuminati. The
The YouTube Illuminati.
YouTube Illuminati. Well, anyway, before we was so rudely interrupted.
No, I was saying that I don't know how much of it they heard, but basically, like, the